Welcome back to St. Joseph and Fatherly Vocations. Last time we laid the foundation looking at biological fatherhood, spiritual fatherhood, and the threefold mission of Christ, priest, prophet, and king through St. Joseph. So, just a reminder, we looked at spiritual fatherhood, living that out by preaching, teaching, and governance. And then we looked at biological fatherhood. Again, that's husbands and fathers, uh, really living that out in providing, teaching, and protecting. And in this talk, we're going to talk about the priestly office, which is preaching for the priests and providing for husbands and fathers. So in the priestly office, we see preaching and providing. Preaching for spiritual fathers involves listening to God's voice in order to convey where God is today and how the Word of God applies today in people's lives. Putting time in prayerful reflection of the readings and what to preach on is an important thing in the life of a spiritual fatherhood. So, this inner life is rooted in the silence of our relationship with God and is lived out by the virtue of and good works. John Paul II says in Redemptor's Custos, those souls most sensitive to the impulses of the divine love have rightly seen in Joseph a brilliant example of the interior life. Furthermore, in Joseph, this apparent tension between active and the contemplative life finds an ideal harmony that is only possible for those who possess the perfection of charity. So that's Redemptor's Custos 27. In other words, our love of God needs to be diffusive to our love of neighbor. So our love of God needs to be diffusive to our love of neighbor. And this diffusive love is seen in biological father through providing. Providing is done by the biological father in the home life by living out the gospel in word and deed. This supplies the family with examples of how to live. It is proclaiming the gospel and, when necessary, using words. The silent, little, and hidden actions speak loudly in impact. They range from helping with homework, giving up the remote, or saying no to overtime and spending time with the family. Sometimes easier said than done. In preaching and providing, both show the importance of having a deep spiritual life while living out fatherly vocations. St. Joseph, through his silence, having deep prayer life, and living out charity, exemplifies this. Next talk, we'll look at the prophetic office of these fatherly vocations, which both involve teaching. Thanks for listening.